So I'm going to try to practice that by saying first how lucky I feel to be the one sitting up here with Andrew. This is a day that should have happened and now is happening, and I just happen to be the GM at the time, so I get to sit up here with him, and so I feel really lucky about that. And then secondly, aware that in rank order, I am the person that people do not want to hear from in here, and it's not particularly close, so I'll be quick and turn the floor over. But I do want to thank some people who are here. First, starting with Andrew's family, his wife, are here. Okay, there they are. His wife Maria, daughter Ave Maria, and sons Steele and Armani. And there's been a lot of talk about how good Andrew looks in black and gold, but crew back there looks pretty good too. So welcome back. And Armani's showing us how tough the McCutchen family is right now. So thank you for being here. Also want to thank Andrew's agent, Steve Hammond, who's not here today, I don't think, but Steve's been with Andrew for a long time and worked incredibly hard with me and quickly on this. So appreciate Steve's hard work. I want to thank Shelty also, who's not here, Derek. As we were talking about this possibility, became just increasingly excited and really strong advocate of making this happen. And at one point, I remember him telling me, "Just Ben, I want this to happen. Go make it happen." So thanks, Shelty. Travis, who's been just an incredibly steady source of support all off season with everything we're doing, including this deal here, and so thank you for Travis for that. And then Bob Nutting, who's been just incredibly consistent in supporting the path we've taken in baseball ops and everything we're doing to build a winning team here, bring winning back to Pittsburgh, and be able to sustain that. And he's been incredibly supportive of everything, but in this particular case, not just supportive, but certainly a really key person in making this happen and opening the door to the conversations opening the door for the conversations that needed to happen with Andrew and Steve, and ultimately culminating in today, and that we're so excited about. So thank you, Bob. And then finally, Andrew, thank you. For the faith that you're showing in us to come back here, be part of what we're building. We really can't wait to see it in black and gold. I was walking in this morning, the TV was on in the lobby, and there was a picture of you dancing in the dugout in a different uniform, and we're looking forward to seeing that dancing back at PNC. So, thanks, man. Hey, turn it over to you.
Appreciate it. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk in the mic like this or not. I'm overly excited. There's not a word that really describes how I feel in this moment, leading to this time and being in this position with just not only me, but my wife and my kids. It's amazing to be here. This was honestly a place when you're a little naive when you're younger, and I remember when I got drafted by the Pirates, you always see the people before you, the people that came before you. There's people specifically in this uniform, people like Roberto Clemente. And then you look at other places, people like Derek Jeter and so forth and so on, guys who have made a lot of history, a part of one ball club. And in my mind, I thought that was who I was going to be. That's what I wanted to be. I also realized that as time goes on, sometimes, it's a part of the business and it's a part of the game, and things happen. But to have this opportunity to be able to come back is it doesn't always happen. You don't always get that chance. And, for me, I was just hoping that I did get that chance again, because this place is a part of me. And it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like being back, seeing familiar faces. It's just great. And one of the biggest things and one of the coolest things I get to do is I get to show my kids that this is part of who I was, and this is part of who I am. And they get to see that, and they get to really feel it, you know, and it won't just be a story that I tell them one day. They'll actually get to be a part of it, and I'm super grateful and just, you know, there's not one specific word that I can put into to describe the euphoric feeling that I have, honestly. And I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for Ben, for Bob, for Travis, for everyone who's been a part of this process, and giving me a chance, an opportunity to come back. Can't thank you guys enough for giving me that chance. I'm not here as a spokesperson or as a spokesman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm not here on a farewell tour. You know, I'm here to play, and I'm here to help this ball club win, and that's first and foremost. And that's what I want people to know. And there's something that I saw in this ball club, specifically last year when I got to come in and play against Pittsburgh Pirates a few times, and looking from the other end, being on the Milwaukee Brewers, I was like, man, this team is special. There's something special about this club, and they're beating us. You know, they're part of the reason we didn't make it to the playoffs, you know, last year. And I was like, man, you know, it's a special ball club. So to be able to have the chance to come back and to help in any way that I can, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to just being back in front of these fans here in Pittsburgh, and, you know, making this place that I've always called home, you know, just be my home here on the field and on the ballpark again. So yeah, looking forward to this year.
Questions? Coach, did you always envision finishing your career here? Like, even, you know, from the Giants trade initially, did you always think, like, there might be a chance for me to come back here? Is that something you really started thinking about this past season?
There was never a time where I didn't think that I was going to come back. I didn't know, like, that's out of my power, of course, but in my mind, I always want to come back. You know, it wasn't like a place where it's like I left and like, oh, I don't want to come back. You know, that chapter here is over. No, it was, I want to have the chance and opportunity to come back again. And like I said, this isn't like a one and done type thing for me. I don't look forward to just playing this year and being done. You know, I want to continue to keep playing, and you know, to have the chance this year to come back is, you know, it's special for me.
Coach, when you left here 5 years ago, you and I talked, I think we were in Philly at the time, and you mentioned that you felt you had accomplished a lot of what you wanted to do here because people would remember you as the man, Andrew McCutchen, not just the player, Andrew McCutchen. Now that you're back here 5 years later, what else do you want to add to that list? What else do you want to do?
I want to win. No, play it simple. You know, I want to win. You know, but specifically, I want to win here. You know, I know what it feels like to win here, and I know what it feels like to lose here too. So I think I can be able to be that voice in that clubhouse to those guys, to my teammates, and let them know, you know, what it feels like, what it is like, and for them to know that it's not like it was, you know, 30 years ago. I mean, this was something that was recent. This was something that I was a part of, and you know, I want to be able to help and instill in them, like, you know, that what a place it is. One, what a place it is already to be here. What a place it is when you win here too. So, yeah, I just want to be able to be that voice in that clubhouse, and be that player on the field, and go out there and get the job done and take it day by day. And I've always said that, and I'll continue to say that. So that's what I want to do. It's not like a specific thing. If we win, all the personal accolades and all that stuff's going to take care of itself. You know, it just comes by playing, it comes by winning, and doing what you do and doing what I do. So, yeah, to answer your question, that's what I want.
Coach, when you were here, I think it might have been in April, you had that day game, you hit a home run, I think you had a sack fly tonight, but after the game you said, coming back, it's not quite the same. I don't know a lot of guys. I know a lot of people that work here, but I don't know a lot of guys in that clubhouse. Now that you're back, now when you were factoring in this decision, do you see any similarities between where this group is now, maybe where you and Neil and those guys were, maybe right before you got to that rise?
I honestly, I mentioned this to Ben, and I'm sure he'd be okay with me mentioning this. And when I first came up, like we were pretty bad. Like we didn't win many games. Like, you know, we lost 100 games, and I've been a part of that. But this ball club, I felt, is better than we were when we lost 100 games. And that's coming from me. I'm on the field and I see it. I play against it. I'm literally there. I'm watching it. This is me, like, going like, these guys. They may have lost some games or whatever, but they're better than we were. They're better than we were when I first came up. When, you know, there weren't names, like big names, you know, when I first came up, and guys who could really be impactful when I first came up. And that's not dogging anybody, of course, when I first came up. But I just feel like this group of guys, they're special. The talent is there. It's just a matter of it clicking, and a matter of belief, and a matter of it, translating into something that you don't just see. You don't see spurts of it, but you get just more of a consistency of it. And I feel like this team and these guys are. I just feel like they're better. They're better than we were. They're better than the teams that, you know, the early years of when I came up. And you know, to me, it says a lot. You know, and it's what drew me. Part of the reason that drew me back too. It wasn't, you know, if I felt like this team this team is gonna lose, 100 games. Like, if I felt that, I wouldn't just want to come back. You know, just, I feel like this is it's a team that's really special, and I feel like I can be very helpful and beneficial, and, you know, being impactful on the ball club.
Andrew, to that point, do you view yourself, your role as more than just a ball player with this team?
That's always been my role. I've always been part of the ball player on the team. Specific people, fans or whoever it may be, who may not know me personally, they watch the games. They may know me as a ball player, but, you know, those people in that clubhouse, those guys in the clubhouse, you know, we're all more than just baseball players. You know, we're friends, we're sons, we're fathers. We're human beings. You know, and that's what we see each other as, and we have the respect of each other, also knowing who we are on that field as well. But I don't see myself as trying to be more than what I already am. I do what I've always done. And even when the years that I was here, I didn't do more or felt like I needed to be something I'm not. You know, I just stay true to who I am and myself, and went out there and played the game. And I don't feel like I need to do much more than that. Just be who I am, just having each other's back. That's it.
Andrew, following up on your point, you said you might be further along the curve than when you first came up, when the team was losing 100. This team might be further down the path of getting better. To follow up on Will's question, will you then sort of use your voice in speaking with management, communicating with management about holding on to players or going after certain players, instead of, if you're not in the pennant race, say in July, to make trades and build for next year? Will you express the need to try to win more for now?
Well, that's not my job. First and foremost, my job is to play and perform on the field. All of those other things aren't necessarily what I do, you know. But if an opportunity like that exists, to where someone may come to me or ask me a question or whatever that it may be, yeah, of course I'll be vocal and lend my honest opinion or whatever that I'm feeling. I'll for sure do that. But at the same time, it's not necessarily a main focus for me at this moment. Maybe when we cross that bridge at some point and there's an opportunity, I've always been the type to speak my mind regardless of when it seems right. When it seems right to say something, I always say something, and that's never changed for me. Didn't change when I was here, and I've taken that everywhere I've gone, and just being respectful about it and understanding people's roles and my role as well. And yeah, so if that time comes, opportunity or whatever that it may be, of course.
And you've talked about some of the guys that are some of the special talents that you referred to them, some of the guys that are on the major league roster right now, and some of the guys that are coming up through the minor league system right now as well. And a lot of these guys are in their, they're going to be in their first season or their second season or their third season. You've been around the block quite a bit. How do you view the opportunity to kind of mentor you guys and usher them in, especially considering how you said that, you know, they're further along the curve than you guys were back in the early 10s?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you do is, you know, for me, is it's getting people comfortable and relaxed. The best thing you can do as a player, and I feel like one of the best things you can do, especially guys, younger guys, is you just do the best to get them as comfortable as they can, because you know if you do that, they can be the player that they know that they can be out there on the field. You know, speaking of personal experience coming up and first being a rookie or second year in the big leagues, whatever that it is, it's really hard to, you know, come into yourself of being the player that you feel that you can be, because it's just it's the big leagues. But I was grateful and blessed enough to be around guys who were there before me, who were able to instill in me some of the things that they learned along the way, and it helped me to perform out there on the field. So one thing that I can do is be able to do the same thing, and realizing and understanding that. You know, when Jack Wilson was here, and you know, and Craig Monroe and Zach Duke and Paul Mahalam, and I mean, I could keep going down the list. You know, it's just so many of those guys who had Adam LaRoche, those guys who had come along, Ryan Church. You know, like there's so many guys who were here along the way who had some time, but they were able to help me in so many ways that it helped me as a rookie and as a younger guy to perform out there on the field. So I take that and I use that, and hopefully being able to have an impact on, you know, someone else.
Andrew, you've heard the cheers as a Pittsburgh Pirate from the fans at PNC Park. You've heard them coming here wearing a visiting uniform. You've come into this ballpark for the home dugout and the visitor clubhouse. What was it like to come back today, knowing that you were a Pittsburgh Pirate again? How much different is this feeling of coming back here as kind of a homecoming?
It's great. It's really hard to answer questions specifically about myself being here, because I still haven't really been able to put into words how I feel right now. I haven't really paused and like really felt like, man, like I'm coming back and, you know, I'm wearing a Pirates jersey again. Like, you know, I'm still even feeling the way that I felt just, you know, driving to the stadium, you know, because it's just a different feeling, because you know you're actually a part of this organization again. So it's unique. It's a good feeling for sure. But you know, I'd be selling myself short just by saying it was a good feeling. You know, it's I already said it first. It's like euphoric. It's a great feeling for myself and for my family too.
What does it mean to you that number 22 had not been given out since you left, and that it was ready for you when you come back?
Well, I mean, I have to thank the organization for that. Whoever might have been, you know, Bones, whoever, you know. We've had our dust, you know, I'm sure Bones has had his dust-ups with some guys who may have come in and might have wanted to wear the number 22. Who knows? I don't know, you know. But yeah, I got to thank those guys for preserving it, and also respect the players who have come here for not necessarily, I don't know, requesting it. You know, it speaks a lot for them, and I appreciate them, and I appreciate anyone who played a part in it. Yeah, it's nice to be able to wear it and to know that no one else wore it, you know, ever since I've put it on. So, you know, ever since Xavier Nady left in 2009, I've been, you know, wearing 22, and it's crazy because I actually wanted 24 when I first got here, just because of my idol, Ken Griffey Jr. And but Tom Gorzolani had it at the time, and I was like, man, you know, okay, well, Tom Gorzolani probably ain't gonna be here next year, so I'll take it then. So it's like I'll wear 22 this year, you know, rookie year, and then I'll wear 24 the following year. And then, you know, as the season went on that year in 2009, I started to see people wear my jersey, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep 20. I'm gonna keep 22. I'm gonna keep 22. And you know, I would feel bad so I wore 22, and then the following year I'm wearing 24. I was like, man, I just spent $50 on this. So But I got to wear 24 last year, which was neat. You know, I got to be able to wear my idol and wear that number for a season, and that was for me. That was it was really neat to be able to do that, kind of paying homage to King Griffey Jr. and letting him know, like, man, I'm wearing 24 and I'm wearing it because, of course, like because of you, you know. And I was able to tell him that, and that was neat. So, but you know, it's nothing like being able to wear a number that you know you've always worn for a majority of your career.
Andrew, what have your impressions been of O'Neal Cruz as a visiting player, and then what do you think about sharing a dugout with him, and you know, probably mentoring him, getting to know him, you know, given sort of the roles you guys play?
The guy's a freak. I mean, and this is in sports terms. I mean, you know, you got Giannis and Milwaukee Bucks. You know, that's his name. You know, Greek freak. You know, like, but like in a sense, he is. The things that you see him do, you go, wow. When I always say, when an actual professional baseball player who sees baseball all the time, all types of players, and then you see someone like Cruz hit a ball 120 miles an hour, and you're like, oh my goodness, you know, like that. When we react that way, it's like, wow, you know, it shows you what his talent is, and who, and like it speaks of what he can be, you know, he hit a share of homers against us last year, that's for sure, but it's tremendous. It's tremendous watching to see what he does. You know, you're at the edge of your seats just to see what he's gonna do. It could be from, you know, hitting the ball to running down the line, you know, hustle double, or throwing the ball across the diamond. You know, the guy does it all, and he does it so effortlessly. You know, and that's something that is also quite impressive. And I'm just happy to be on this side with him, and you know, he can hit as many homers as he wants now, you know, or whatever. I get to be on the winning side of that, and it's great. So I'm looking forward to playing alongside him, get to know him. And yeah, man, just hopefully helping him be the, you know, best player he can possibly be.
Andrew, you mentioned those guys who came before you, Clemente, Soto, Bonds. Where do you think you fit in that pantheon of players at this organization?
I mean, Rob, you know me. I don't put myself in those categories, because to me, I look at them as, I don't know, man. They're you know, they're the Mount Rushmore of baseball, you know, and especially in the Pirates, you know, organization. And I know you'll have some numbers, and people will say, hey, you know, you're one of four, and you know, and I'm like, man, that, and I'll sit back and I'm like, wow, that's tremendous, you know, like that's awesome, you know. But yeah, to me, I mean, they're who they are for a reason. Hall of Famers, you know, and you know, I'm not done, you know. So when it's all said and done, and you know, I get to look back on what I did, then maybe I could assess it a little more. But right now, it's cool to just, it's amazing I'm honored to be mentioned even in, you know, just the same category as those guys at times. You know, I don't take that lightly.
Touch of a baseball question. I mean, do you guys talk about role or where you fit in? I mean, they've got some young guys that are coming up that are looking to play. You know, I mean, where do you see yourself, or have you talked to Ben or Shelty about sort of the baseball side of this?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's definitely having an opportunity and some chance to play some defense here and there, and you know, primarily DH. It's kind of the thought process as of right now. You know, of course, a lot of things can happen in the game or whatever. So just kind of a baseline for me, which is something that, you know, I felt was important for me. Making the decision on where I wanted to play is understanding my role, and knowing that that's going to be primarily what I'm going to be doing, which, you know, for me that makes sense. And you know, it's what I've done, you know, the past year or two. So yeah, I'm it's being able to do that, help it any way I can, on the field, or if in days I'm not playing, whatever, being able to know that I can still be impactful in the dugout, and I've learned how to get the best out of myself and my teammates. It was a learning curve for me, especially last year, knowing that I was DHing more than I really ever have in a full season. It was a new role for me, so I had learned a lot. I had to learn a lot, and learning what I had to do, learning what not to do. All right, maybe not drink that much water because you're not running around as much, so you got a lot of liquid in your stomach. So it's just like little small things, even like that. So, maybe not be on your, maybe not be sitting down as much on the bench. Stand up when guys are on defense. Just stand on your feet. Maybe go in the gym and get a few pumps in. So I learned a lot last year, and it was trial and error for me. You hate that you have to go through a season with that, but it helped me out a lot, and I'll be able to, get better at it and be better at it this year, and So it's kind of, I don't know, specifics about where I'm at and what I think about, I guess, when I'm playing. So yeah.
One more for Coach?
Take it. Indra, it was pretty obvious how much people in the city enjoyed you coming back, and it's pretty obvious how much you enjoy coming back. Like, why do you think that bond is as close as it is, and how much do you look forward to, adding another chapter onto that, if you could get the Pirates back to the playoffs?
You know what? I think what makes it special, one, is I used to live downtown, and for the first 4 or 5 years of the major league career, I was always around downtown. So I interacted with a lot of different people. I went to a lot of trips to the Robinson and Ross Park Mall. So I encountered a lot of people all the time. My walks to Starbucks or in Subway, hey Jake, how's it going? So it's just, you see the same people, and you run into the usuals, the people who are in business suits and whatever, and I think that helped me develop a relationship with not only just people around that area, but also it helped me to realize the passion of the fans, and knowing their frustrations, knowing what they're excited about, and it helped me grow. We grew together. I grew with them, and so I was a part of the losing, but I also was a part of the winning. So we were a part of it. It wasn't just us. It wasn't just the Pirates. It was the fan base as well. So that in itself developed that relationship, that bond. And anyone who has been in Pittsburgh enough, if you came from a big city or coming from New York, and you come here, it's a big city, but it has a very small feel to it, And I think that's what makes the Pirates and the city of Pittsburgh unique, and in a way, in a sense. And I think that's what created this bond with me and with them. Is we went through it all. I mean, I've had my highs and lows with the fan base here. I mean, it's gone from cheering to me yelling at somebody to get them out of the stadium because there had just been a little too, one too many maybe, So, but I've been a part of it all, and that helped me not just be the person that I am or the player that I am, but it helped me just talk and be myself, and just to have that authenticity with fans. They've seen it all, and we've been a part of it all, and I think that's what makes us, as close as we are.
Good. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're good. It's the little girl. She's starting to get a little cranky. Yeah, so I had to go.